My name is Minor Gamer LG, and that opening was why modern controls aren't that good as people say. Modern controls are very controversial. I am a beginner to Street Fighter. I used to play back in the day, but I could never do anything like I can with modern. So I'm going to be in defense of modern, opposed to other people. This is a beginner's guide from a beginner. Now, what are modern controls? Well, essentially, instead of 6 buttons, you get 4, which easily dumbs down the game, but it costs half your kit and 20% of your damage. In fact, if we look at a photo here that I took, the penalty for using the modern controls are all specials do 20% less damage compared to the exact same move on a classic controller. So, you'll only do 20% less damage, which is in my opinion, a good trade-off for being able to do whatever. But the problem is that a lot of people deem this unfair. In fact, according to official stats posted by Capcom, this was 4 months ago though, posted by another fighting game enthusiast on Reddit, and the Fighter subreddit, according to official stats published by Capcom, 75% of Street Fighter 6 players opt for Classic. There's nothing wrong with that. The main problem with this is that if you look at even higher stats in modern control numbers and statistics for, let's say, Master Rank, and I'm not in Master Rank, it's incredibly low. It's because, as I put in the beginning and the opening, it's not a surefire way to win. Now, I'm going to have my gameplay playing in the background. I'm going to explain why modern controls are good and why they are better. The pros is it makes fighting games more accessible. It makes Street Fighter more accessible. One of the biggest things about it is that the purpose is to make the game more beginner-friendly. Kind of like Tekken with its auto combos from Tekken 7 and now Tekken 8. They allow modern controls in their game, but they are also limited to a set number of moves. They don't have the full kit. But they made theirs toggleable, while in Street Fighter 6 you are stuck with modern if you choose to. Which again, is fair, and you can still do motion inputs that are classic inputs too, making sure that you have a variety. Another pro of modern is reaction. A lot of people who are suffering with reaction timing due to not knowing how to do motion inputs or not training themselves on motion inputs can play modern and have a one-button super, which is one of the biggest controversies of modern. Here's my 2 cents. It does 20% less damage. Therefore, if you get hit by it, it's mostly going to be less damage. One-button supers sure are annoying, I get it. I play modern. Sometimes I feel like whenever I pop something, it's BS. I mean, with the release of Terry, which I don't really have any recordings for because these are all going to be old recordings as I mentioned this. One of the biggest problems with modern would be the one-button supers in my eyes, because if you're fighting against a Ryu and you try to do a medium punch or crouch heavy, they can just pop level 1 and instantly punish you. But I believe that modern overall is a shared way to get beginners into the game. In fact, modern may even make them win a lot, and may actually want to go to classic, which a lot of people tend to do. A lot of people also believe that modern controls are literally an instant win button. If that was the case, then I would have not lost to that person by being a moron. Another thing in modern is a lot of people tend to, well, as a modern player, let me explain how classic players can easily take them down. All you have to do is wait for them to get impatient. Modern players do not have the kit to rush you down. A lot of modern players can have drive rush combos, but even then, they're easy to block. So you have to wait for them to get impatient. They'll start jumping, just anti-air. Seriously, that's what gets me. As a modern player with platinum in almost every single character, except for Dhalsim because I suck with Dhalsim, literally, if I jump in you anti-air, I will go on the fritz. I am done. But that's why I'm a beginner explaining. Now, the cons. And these are important to realize. During Street Fighter VI's announcement of modded controls, even pros were skeptical at first. In fact, Punk and Maximilian even released videos on it, which I will find and link. Alright, sorry, I'm coming in pre/mid-recording. I did not find the Punk video, but I found the YouTube short of Maximilian. I'll send the link. But he literally describes modern controls as, sure, they're unfair, they have all that, but in all honesty, it's the player that plays the game. They know how to play the game, they know footsies, and they know how to stop any push. It's not because it's an instant win button, it's because they have faster reactions and good time. Good timing with all their stuff. Now, here's the problem and challenges. And I'm going to say the big one first. Auto combos. Now, remember what I said about the 20% more damage? Yeah, auto combos don't get scaled like that for some reason. For some reason, Capcom decided that auto combos could do, well, if you do a Marissa level 3 in Modern and you hit every single hit, that does half a health bar, which is only a little bit underneath the classic version. Which means that the scaling is not 20%, and it's a little bit less. Meaning that Capcom is not doing the 20% damage reduction. Or if they are, it's still not enough because that's super oppressive. In fact, if a modern player learns how to do like watch streams, they know how to play footsies, and they know how to play neutral, they can get to plat with almost no problem. Which is why a lot of them are in gold to platinum. Some are still in silver, but if you really look at it, all of them are reaching ranks that are considerably a bit higher. Like me, I'm in platinum with every single character, including Terry now, because I learned footsies. I know how to play the game, and unfortunately, auto combos take a lot of damage. And with Terry, modern Terry is terrifying and obscenely strong. Same with when Akuma came out. Modern Akuma decimated parts of the roster for a while. But the main con would be how modded controls are perceived. Modded controls are perceived as an easy win baby mode for anybody. Basically essentially saying, oh, wow, you picked modern controls? Okay, can't wait for you to spam the A button to do a medium combo into level 2. Oh boy. But let's compare them to traditional. I see a lot of people in traditional do the same target combos. If you're like in classic, you can do everything modern can and more. But the only downside is that you have to do the motion inputs. That's not hard for somebody who's played Street Fighter for a while. In fact, a lot of veterans hate modern because it's more new to them, and that's fair. It's hard to learn more reaction time with modern controls. It takes more time to study and takes more time to understand how modern reaction times work and how that player works. But everything comes down to one thing, and that's adaptation. And I believe that everybody learns adaptation pretty well throughout my playthroughs of the game. I have almost 210 hours as of recording. So Street Fighter is one of my personal favorite games right now. And I hate that the problem with modern controls is that everybody dumps on them. The effects on gameplay are almost non-existent other than timing. Sure, maybe you get hit by an auto combo, maybe they become pro level, who knows. But overall, if you are a classic player, you win more games because of the kit that you have. A lot of times, modern players don't have the kit to even compete with classics, such as modern Jamie not having enough ways to get drinks in modern controls. He only has the small auto combo, making you have to learn the classic input, which is just a down down medium. But even then, you still had to learn that input because in modern, it's only the auto combo for like getting drinks, meaning that you had to do that. So once people learn that, you can automatically block low and punish Jamie, making it oppressive to modern Jamie. That's just one example, and that's because I was getting Jamie into platinum. Between new and old players, modern controls have always been a decisive thing in no matter what. I mean, look at Guilty Gear Strive. It's an anime fighter. Look at Fighters. That's also an anime fighter. Both of them have insane button presses, insane combos, and are sometimes just so oppressive. But nobody complains about the controls. That's because they're built with that controls. This is the first Street Fighter to have controls that are modernized for a new audience. And I don't want to say everybody's a boomer and they hate change, but in all reality, it's just people cannot handle the change, in my opinion. It's just new. There's new reactions, new everything. And the game's been out for a while, so a lot of the stuff has calmed down. But even then, there are people still dogging on modern because everybody thinks that they win easily, when that's not the case. Again, the master list that I showed you, yeah, only 2% of about each character's in modern in master. A lot of modern players don't get to master that often because of how hard to climb. Sorry. The reason a lot of modern players are not in master is because of how hard the climb up the ladder is with half your kit missing. Modern's really good to get you into gold and platinum, but once there, you're stuck. You will get stuck. I've seen a lot of people get stuck. I'm stuck. I got platinum 5 with Marissa. Can't progress. I keep getting destroyed. That's also an adaptation problem and a skill issue on my part. But overall, I think modern controls were a great achievement for Street Fighter 6. I believe that they're fairly balanced in a way. I do believe that there's some BS with the auto combos and that they should be scaled. But other than that main glaring issue, modern controls have helped a lot of new players, including myself, reach ranks that probably weren't even available to me. In fact, I went from Gold 4 from, I believe they call them Stage, whatever. Stage, like, Section 3, whatever. Where I got Geef up to Gold 4, but now in the new Terry patch, I'm now Platinum 3. Geef used to be my main, now it's Marissa. But I want everybody to talk about in the comments what your experience with modern controls are. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of modern. Me playing with them. I do want to learn Classic. I'm just too stupid to learn. And I hope everybody can enjoy Street Fighter 6 still. I think it's a fantastic game and you should pick it up.